What up, YouTube? I am Cortland, and this is Ultimate Millennial. Ultimate Millennial. So this is part 2 of 4 of the P.O.O.P series. P.O.O.P stands for patterns, outlook, orientation, and people. So we are on orientation. These are 4 elements of life that you may wish to be mindful of and kind of manage your position regarding. Outlook is how you see things, the filter through which you are viewing the world. And the first one that we'll address is a dichotomy. It is, are you being brave or are you being bored? And this ties into patterns, which precedes outlook. And the question is, are you seeing things in a way that is encouraging you to take action, or are you seeing things in a way that prevents you from taking action and kind of leaves you bored, disinterested, not willing to move? Because fear can paralyze us, and paralyzation is boring. So, as you're going through your day, when you encounter struggles and problems, are you approaching them bravely and boldly, or are you avoiding your problems and the actions that you might wish to take? And do you find life boring as a result? So, the next dichotomy is optimism versus pessimism, and this one lies right in, there we go, in the middle of the orientation element. So we're all familiar with optimism and pessimism, but what your outlook does for you is, did I say orientation a minute ago, or did I say outlook? I don't know. I'm going to move on. So, what outlook does for you is it paints the world that you see. And the way that you look at the world is the way that the world is going to be for you. Hang on. The way you look at the world is the way the world is going to be for you. One more time for the people in the back. The way you look at the world is the way the world's going to be for you. It's true. Because while there may be such a thing as objective reality, our minds, our being, our individuality will not allow us to experience objective reality without so much meditation and reprogramming our minds and all of that other things, all of these other things that will make us a clean slate, so that instead of seeing a camera that we like, or we just see the camera. Okay, and that's possible. There are people who do this work. I don't understand the purpose of it. If I just wanted to see things exactly as they were, I would, I don't know, be a camera or something. But we're not. We have perceptions. We do exist in this world, and we interact with things, and we have relationships with things and people, and it is extremely important. It is intrinsic to life that the filter through which we see the world is how the world is going to be for us. So it's important to know, am I seeing this positively? Is my outlook positive, or is my outlook not positive? Is my outlook negative? And there's nothing wrong with with either outlook. There's nothing intrinsically good or bad with either, but one will lead to pleasure and one will not. And the mantra of the pessimist is what? I'm just being realistic. No. You're not being realistic. You're justifying your choice to be a negative person. The optimist is being just as realistic as you are from the optimist's perspective. I don't mean you. I mean that guy who's a dick to people who are happy because he's not happy because he has a negative outlook. It's not realistic. It's just your perspective. So, since it's your perspective, if you choose to acknowledge that it's your perspective, you can choose to change it. And if you find yourself having a generally pessimistic outlook, I really do think that it might benefit you to change it. But I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm just presenting these dichotomies. So, are you optimistic or are you pessimistic? Just know which one you're doing. Just know. Thirdly, and this one ties into orientation, this dichotomy is, are you curious or are you certain? Are you curious or certain? And again, there's nothing wrong with either one, but sometimes we can be certain and we are certainly wrong. So I feel that it's important to be curious, especially when it comes to the objective that you're pursuing, your dream, your wish, your desire. If you're certain about it, then it might lock you into a situation where you're unable to move towards it. One example might be, are you curious about how to get what you want? Or are you certain that you can't have it? But, and from another perspective, are you curious about what might keep you from having what you want? Or are you simply certain that you will have it? And that sort of certainty, can lead you to the attainment of your aspirations. So that dichotomy, once again, is curiosity, certainty. I do believe that concludes our session for today on outlooks. So again, those dichotomies were, are you brave or bored? Are you optimistic or pessimistic? Are you curious or are you certain? All right. Next up, orientation. Your relative position and the action that you are taking toward or away from whatever you happen to be oriented towards. See you next Thursday.